Good morning everyone, welcome to a new update of Crypto Michael. Today we're going to discuss Zilliqa, VeChain, Elrond and some two other coins that are actually interesting right now. If you like my videos, please like beneath so I can get ranked higher, or subscribe to the channel so you stay tuned on the daily videos that we are making. Tonight there's also a live stream at 8 PM GMT +2. And also please follow me on Instagram. We're starting with some beginners tips and tricks and some stuff from my life over there as well. Then Zilliqa as a first coin. As we know, we're still trending south. We've had a very large impulse wave earlier on as we broke through the 100 day and 200 day MA. And we started to rally heavily towards the levels from mid 2019, and now we are correcting, and as we can see we are losing the 100 day MA, which is less of significance. It's all about the 200 day MA, as when we are looking at length, it also dropped below the 100 day MA a few times, but overall the 200 day MA is the crucial factor in this, and I think Zilliqa is close to be ending the potential corrective move, as I'm also in the belief or an expectation of Bitcoin to be consolidating relatively soon, which would mean that when Bitcoin starts to consolidate, gold and silver and euro dollar does the same, and altcoins have their time again, as the cycle is that when Bitcoin is done with moving, the money usually flows towards the altcoins, and in this case I'm assuming it's going to be the mid and small caps, so they can have their time again, and when these are done with their movements, usually the large caps and Bitcoin have their moves, and then the overall same scenario occurs again, and that's just the cycle how it goes. Daily time frame on Zilliqa, we know that we have been pointing this area at between 127 to 137 as a very critical level, and a level that has been untested in the whole run upwards. And there is still another level which is 110 to 117, less likely to be tested, but it's still in my eyes to potentially see a drop there, and if we get there I'm heavily inclined to take a long entry. Daily time frame, heavy bounce from the 137 level, which is great. Heavy rejection from the 183 level as well, which is less great. As we can see, trend is still down. Lower highs in general. I don't know why this is pink, but it's all good. Lower highs. And in this case, we've lost the support level between 183 to 188 sets. Rejected here on this block, and as the scenario stated, we want to see a support test of the 137 level, and we held very clearly as the buyer stepped in, and now it's consolidation period. So overall you could make a potential falling wedge structure. That's all fine for me. I'm assuming that we are going to consolidate for a little while, and given this wick it's a little odd TA. But as long as we hold 137 to 127, I'm assuming that, okay, so this is the crucial support level. We did hold. Now we are going to consolidate for a little while. Make compression. Can also be on the higher time frames in which we wick between 153 to 173. Make compression, and then the next breaker would most likely bring us towards the area between 190 to 212. And if we get that upwards move, the first thing you would like to see is a clear support resistance flip of the 180 level. And once that occurs, we can see a further upwards move towards 260. If we don't get that and break down, it's very likely that we might be even testing that level at 117 to 15. So at this point it is in a potential buy zone. Correction might be over, but we need more confirmation on Zilliqa before we can clearly say that. Zilliqa USDT still overall trending in a corrective move as well. On support, as you can see, clearly heavy support area is found here. As long as we hold there, nothing is wrong. If we do lose the level, I'm looking for levels down, which is around 1 cent. So overall, this is fine. And maybe even making itself ready for the next impulse wave, just like Lend has done. Many of these, this seems very likely that we're going to consolidate and hold this level. The best level to actually give support or found support, we actually held as well. So this whole area is deviation, and we are back in the range, which means that there is a gap space towards 3.5 cents in the next upwards run, or maybe even further up the road. So this is the first impulse wave, consolidation for at least a few months, and then the next rally occurs, which is probably towards 5 cents, and then the correction, and then the next rally occurs, just like our biggest friend Lend has been doing, as you can see. Alright, Elrond. I don't know if I've got the right one here. No, I do not. The right one is here. Elrond. I've pointed out that this level in between was an interesting level to be stepping into the coin. Well, we did make a nice bounce, wicked a little bit deeper than I anticipated, but we did make a nice bounce from the area. Currently we are at TP1, which is this range. If I would have taken any entry at 167, I would definitely be TPing between 188 to 192. Second TP is 210, and then we're going to look how this deploys, or how this evolves. Probably we're most likely going to see a renewed test of the 162 to 163 level to see whether we can have sustained support. And if we don't get that, then I'm going to look for 137 to 142. But if we get the upper scenario in which we reject at 2.5 to 2.10, and maybe even here already, then we might be getting a rally towards 240 to 252 if we do get the support at 162. Also, if something is in between range like what you see here, there's no entry. If you want to take the entry around this area, you have to place your stop here, and your TP is essentially here, which makes it, you have to be right like more than 80% of the time to be even break even on this trade. So in trading, you're looking for trades that are on support level. So when everything crashes heavily, you're going to look for that extreme indicator sign or extreme price action on the lower time frame based on price action that has been done. So in this case, you're not going to buy at 190, as there's just no point in doing that, as you don't have any stop loss ready right now. So that's why you should be cautious on making these moves, essentially given that Elrond is showing what Bitcoin might be doing. Heavy downwards move in which the whole construction got destroyed and further corrective moves occurred. So when the coins or when the asset is trending south, you're most likely looking for very cautious and defensive long entries as the trend is down. So it's easier to short the bounce. Alright, so in this case you're not going to look for longs mid-range, as there's no point in doing that. Then finally VeChain. Then I've got it probably here again. Yep. VeChain essentially the same as what I was expecting or am expecting from my big brother Elrond. Nice bounce up, immediate rejection of the 62 level on VeChain and retest of the previous level at 138. And now we're basically stuck in between the range. So the range low is between 130 to 138. The range high is 160 and might be even towards 174. So if we get here, I'm looking for longs. If we get here, I'm looking for closes and maybe even short entries until there's a clear confirmation that we are going to make a new impulse wave. Most likely scenario for VeChain is that we get to the point at 175, make a bounce, rejects 161, and then bottom out around 100 sets later on in the year, and then I'm going to look for heavy longs. What are coins that I'm currently watching? Well, one of them is essentially Celer Network. It's showing a figure that is almost the same as Pearl before it started to move heavily. above the 100 day and 200 day MA for the first time since listing. Currently we are seeing a correction, which is also caused due to our dearest friend Bitcoin making a move. But in support right now, if we do lose the 48 to 50 level, I'm going to look for entries around 37 to 39. But overall, this is an entry zone for Celer, in which case that I'm going to look for a further cycle up, in which the targets are 116 or maybe even targets around 180 are pretty likely if we do hold this level. How is this USDT chart on Celer? Well, actually quite fine, as you can see. We broke the resistance of half a cent. Currently we have to hold below, above half a cent, and if we do hold above half a cent, we get a nice construction and we can start accelerating towards 1.3 to 1.5 cents. The last one that I'm heavily watching currently is Cartesi. Essentially the same figure as on Celer, but less price discovery, or at least data. Previous high at 420 is holding as support, and now we're consolidating just as the figure is showing for a little while. However, the USDT chart is essentially showing more strength, through which I'm assuming that we are going to make an ascending triangle structure. If we do hold this construction with higher lows, it's very likely that we're going to accelerate upwards towards maybe even 10 cents. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll be back tonight with a renewed update and the live stream actually. Please follow me on Instagram, like beneath this video, or subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned. Thank you very much.